So we're going to be doing back today at the gym. Yeah, today I mostly just focus on like all machine work. I like it because when I do my compound stuff, I do that on another day. So I still mostly prioritize compounding lifts, but with machines, you can just hit your back in ways that you can't really do it with like compound stuff. And that's why I do it. And so with this one, I don't like, because your back is a massive muscle, and I don't believe you need to go with so much volume because you're just gonna, fatigue yourself and everything like that. So when I do this, I warm up really slowly, but I don't do heaps of volume with my warm up. So right now, to show you at the start, we're gonna put it on 45. This is my very first, set. And I don't start the timer for my 45 minutes because I'm gonna train for 45 minutes, but I don't start it yet. So just do 40. I'll go for 12, just nice and squeezed. So that was super light, super easy to do. Just fix this. Sorry, this is my first time filming in the actual gym. Yeah, so 45 times 12, did that. I'm gonna put the timer on for a minute. This doesn't count as our workout yet because we're just literally warming up. And when I put the timer on, I want to get everything done hopefully within an hour. We'll see. It's getting pretty busy in here, so yeah, we'll have a sus. But yeah, so I did 12 on that one, and now I'm gonna just put it up to 55. And with this one, I'm only gonna do 3 reps. I just want my muscle to feel it. I want my muscles to be warm because I only think we only need to do, two working sets on this exercise. That's all we're gonna do. We're gonna go, balls to the wall with them. With my warm-ups, I just keep them as 1 minute the whole time. And yeah. So we'll set the timer again. We'll set the timer again for another minute, and we'll do 65 for 2. And that'll be when my back's already feeling warm. I did the 12. I also did some rotator cuff stuff before this, did some arm swings, just getting blood into it. And then we'll start the working sets. And guys, if whoever's following this page, this is for naturals. I've never taken anything, I'm never going to. I train like a natural should. When people say, do push-pull legs, and do all this volume with it, you can try it. But for me, I never grow. I always plateau, I hit things, I get injuries, I get all sorts of stuff. Like I've said, I've used my body as an experiment for the last X amount of years, 2 to 3 years. I've got a bit of pec tendonitis because I'm still stuffing around with some other things that I've been trying to see what works the best so I can, be 100% authentic and show you guys everything. But doing too much is not good. It's not good. You'll see, like on paper, I'm literally probably gonna be doing I can't remember off the top of my head, I'll get it in a second, but I think it's 6 working sets of back. And that's it, and I'll be completely cooked by the end of it. So I feel pretty warm now, and so what I'll do is I'll put 3 minutes, and I'm putting it on to 75, which is the full stack on this machine. But I find with this machine, you can go a lot heavier than what you can with plate loaded because it's got the double pulley. So that's good. And the double pulley also helps you have, because it's a machine and it's not plate loaded, it's pin loaded, the tension stays on your muscle the whole time. Whereas plate loaded, you get to about here and you lose the tension. And obviously, like, we want to make sure all of the variables, you know, I'm not a science-based lifter or anything. I'm just saying it feels killer like the whole time. If the tension's on your muscle the whole time. And time under tension does, you know, equate to, you know, more size and everything like that. With this, when I do this next set, I'm going to be using these. I find that, you know, some people say, oh, don't put wrist straps on because, you know, they take away from your forearms and everything like that. It's like, yeah, that's true. They do take away from my forearms, but I'm not trying to grow my forearms in this session, in this exercise right now. I'm trying to target my back and get as much stimulation to my back. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I train back, and I know DOMs aren't an exact, you know, precise measurement of, you know, how much muscle you're growing, but I never feel DOMs from when I train back if I don't hit it properly. When I use these and I actually target my back and I hit everything with 100% efficiency and I actually feel the weight the whole way through, it feels unreal. And that's why I use them, because I feel like I can get a much better squeeze and my mind to muscle connection is so much better because I'm not worrying about losing grip or anything like that. I'm actually targeting my back. So I 100% recommend using wrist straps on a back day. It's only been, I normally wait 3 minutes for this. It's only been 2, but the gym is getting busier. So when it's like that, sometimes I'll just get a bit excited and go into it. So yeah, we'll get into it. So I'll just do one arm at a time. And when I go to failure, I'll do a +3. So I'll do an extra 3 reps at the end, but you'll see. So that last rep was a bit poor, but I was squeezing the whole time and going really slow on the eccentric, counting to 10 right now. And what I'll do is I'll use my left hand to bring the right arm down, and when it comes down, I'll go really slow on the way back up. And that's taken it beyond failure. If you train to failure, you don't need to do heaps of volume, guys. I'm telling you, when you do it like that, you don't need as much volume at all. So this one, now, so that was a 3-minute rest. I'm dropping it down to 67.5 and going for 12 pumping reps. Well, I'll try to go for 12. That's what my progressive overload says to get. We'll see if I get it. And guys, when you're progressive overloading, like say if you say or on the next session I need to get like, I don't know, 10 reps. If you can go for 11, get 11. Don't just stop at 10, you know. And likewise, if you've set a goal for yourself, like my goal on this one is to get 12, if you only get 9, don't be ashamed. Like, just come back the next week, right? You got 9, and next week set the goal for something different. But try to keep the rest times pretty similar. So you'll probably notice I use 3 minutes on the first heavy one, then 1 minute on the other ones. The reason is 3 minutes, you get more ATP, more energy, so you can hit your set harder with more efficiency, more strength, muscle recruitment. Then 1 minute, there's not enough time to recover, but it's still within that hypertrophy phase. So yeah, you're still gonna grow muscle both ways. Just what I like to do. Didn't get it. As you saw, the first set that I did was like really good form, but then this one, he was just full pumping, so it's completely different. All right, this is probably my favorite back exercise for building width. Yeah, Dorian Yates swears by this. You know, he definitely, like, without a doubt, had one of the best backs in the whole game. And he says, you know, for him it was the Nautilus, but this is the same thing. It's the pullover machine. And for your lats, if you want to build that V-taper, like a lat pull down is just not going to do the same thing as what this does, because this allows you to isolate the lats like unlike anything else. And like I said, don't worry about the weights. Like, we're here to build muscle, not necessarily the weight. So just going to start with this isn't a working set, this is a warm-up. I'll just start with my warm-up set, and you just pull it over and squeeze. So I'm just going for 10. Nice and easy 10 reps. My timer again is on for 1 minute. With this one, I'm going to do another warm-up set of 10 reps, and then I'll go for that working set, heavier, eccentric, like making the weight and controlling the weight, going as slow as I can with the weight. And that's, yeah, sorry if I'm not speaking properly. I find it hard, like, filming in the gym. This is the first time I've done it. Every other time I've kind of, you know, pussied out a little bit with it. You know, we've been training for 7 minutes, and this is the second exercise. See, that was a warm-up, but I really felt that. That was probably too heavy for a warm-up. I'm just gonna add another 10 onto it and do the working set in, what have I got my timer here? So it's hard to remember everything, but this one, it's 2.5 minutes. Like, for me, like, when you're alternating between like 1 minute rest breaks and 2.5, the 2.5 feel like they're a long time. And sometimes you get antsy and you just wanna go for it, but it's for the progression that you got to stick to it. You know, like I said, I'm not a science-based lifter or anything like that, but in terms of just like basic logic, if you want to progress somehow, you got to keep some variables as similar as possible. You know, in terms of like exercise selection in relation to that order of exercises that you do. Like sometimes the gym's busy, man, and you're not going to be able to always just pick like the same exercise order, and that's fine. But in terms of rest breaks and stuff, like I want to try to keep that as like as close to possible as I can. Anyway, 8 seconds, so we'll get into it. This is the last one. I'm going to try to go as slow as I can, and yeah. It's heavy. Five and a half, 6 rep, count to 10. That's failure. Yeah, with this one, my back's already like pretty warm, so I'm just gonna do 2 reps just to warm up until I put the weight up. There's no point doing unnecessary junk volume when you want to take it to failure at the top. So just 2 reps, nice and easy. Easy. Yeah, and so that was 3 plates aside, just 2 reps. Just getting the movement in, feeling it, warming up slowly so you don't do injuries basically. And then I put another 20 on each side, so 4 20s. Gonna do another 2 reps just to feel it. And then I'm gonna put 5. Now, 5 for me, you know, I only weigh 80 kilos right now. So 5 for me, it's a bit heavy. And you know, the form's not gonna be 100% correct and strict, but I find that with this, it now enables you to use your body to get it back, but then you can do eccentric, like go slow and control it on the way back. So in other words, you're actually being able to put more mechanical tension on your muscle through just like forcing it to get to that spot. But yeah, with this one, I'm just gonna do like another 2 reps. See, that feels good. Yeah, 51 seconds. This one I do put wrist straps on because yeah, I just find that it helps a lot with getting the tension on the muscle. Like I said the other time, I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but I like it, feels good. I notice growth from it, so I'm aiming for 5 of this. See, aim for 5, got 7. Sure, the last one wasn't flash, but still putting the muscle under a lot of stress with that weight for me. That form, like you said, science-based lifters are going to say, oh, he's swinging and all of this. Sure, I'm going to drop it now and do 4 plates of good form. But the point is, I'm still subjecting my muscle to a stimulus that is so heavy for it. And you can still have some control with it. And it's just, you'll grow from it, just trust me, you will. So this one we're going to be doing like really good eccentric movement. I'm gonna aim for 8 good ones. We'll see how we go. And then I'll do like the +3 thing that we were doing last time. 10.5, whatever. Oh. And so I'm going to use this hand to bring the weight in, and then I'll just be slowly lowering it with just my right, so I can just target that part of the back and take it beyond failure. See, that is so cooked now. Yeah, that form was sloppy, but I'm taking it beyond failure, man. I can't do any more than that. So with this one, I'm not doing any eccentrics because like my back's cooked. This is just a finishing exercise. 2 sets, both working, just pumping, no warm-ups. My back is warm. You don't need to just build up when you're doing another row. Like, I don't believe in that. I feel fine, they're fully warm. So we're just gonna do this. 1 minute rest for this one. So 14 seconds, better get started. And then the next one, 2.5. Man, I'm cooked. Yeah, this is the last back exercise, and we'll head into some rear delts and some biceps. And see, like, you know, I've done 2, 4, 6. This is my 7th set. I'm done, man. Imagine if you're doing 4 working sets for each exercise and doing 4 exercises. It's too much. You can't do it. Not if you're training properly, you can't. You can't tell me otherwise. I've tried it. You can't go this intense and do that much volume when you're natural. Like I said, this is for naturals. Am I the biggest guy in the gym? Not even close, bro. But am I natural? Have I been natural my whole life? Yeah. And so am I happy with what I've built with being natural and not making bodybuilding my 100% all thing, you know, uni, business, work, all of this stuff? Yeah, and this is what this channel's for. It's for normal people that want to put on muscle and want to do it whilst they're doing other things. Not people that are trying to just make it their everything and they say no to family and friends and all this stuff. Like, this is for a balance, and I honestly believe that this is the best way to train if you're trying to do that, because it's time efficient. I feel like you build more muscle this way, you definitely get stronger this way, and you know, strength, if you can push more weight for a longer period of time, that's going to result in more muscle. It's not all about sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, which is the hypertrophy of just getting as much blood into the muscle. You can't just do that. If you look at the 90s Olympians and 80s Olympians, it was all about more about heavy weight as opposed to doing 30 rep sets and all these drop sets and stuff. I still believe that those things are useful and you should still incorporate them, and I will be incorporating them later on in this workout. But I think the most important for a natural anyways, you need time under tension, but with maximum load. And you need to be doing it in the rep range. That's as much science as you need, just 8 to 12, as much weight, and you just do it like that. If you do that and apply enough time to it, you will get bigger, you will. Doing a drop set. Just gonna be doing some biceps now. For my first exercise straight from back, I just warmed up using some bars. So I started with 25 kilos, just getting some reps in, then like no more than like 5. And then went to 40, and then went to 50 and did those for 2 reps each, just to feel like, ultimately like your biceps are a secondary muscle group obviously to your back. So you're still going to be using them during back. So there's no point to just overdo it in your warm up. I still believe like with arms, and the best results I've had from trying so many different things, I found that you still need to hit them heavy. And so this first exercise, even if I get 4 reps of this weight, I still want to just be able to hit it heavy. I hope I get 5 or 6, but I'm feeling a bit cooked from there. Normally I get 5, I might not because I've progressively overloaded on my back. And that's the thing, you know, when you hit PBs with back, your biceps might be a bit weaker that day, but over time, it kind of like all goes up. This is 6. That was 60. I only got 4 that time, a bit disappointed with it, but we'll go lower in weight now and just pump some reps out in a minute. Yeah guys, it's just really busy and I don't like filming and having poor gym etiquette. So right now from the 60 kilos, I'm just gonna be doing a massive drop set, go down to 50, get as many as I can to failure, 40, 30, 20, and so forth. I'm just gonna be doing 5 warm-up sets of this, and I'll go heavier after that. Sorry, 5 reps on this warm-up set. Nice and easy. Yeah, and so right now I'm waiting 2.5 minutes again for this one. We've been training a total of 39 minutes. On to the second bicep exercise, and I think we will go over a little bit today because I've had to, you know, wait for some things to set up and everything. This, it's 320s on here, plate loaded. For me, that looks something like around 5 reps, and I'll do that 5 reps. And then I'm going to drop set immediately. So, you know, I'm getting the weight, but I'm also going to be hitting the desired rep range. So, like I said, you don't need to be overcomplicate anything. We just try to lift as much as we can with decent form, and over a long enough time horizon with the right rep ranges, we'll be able to grow a lot of tissue. Well, that's the goal anyway. Don't compete with anyone else in the gym. Like, you don't know what other people are doing, what they're doing with their life, if they're busier, if they're not busier, if they're everything in the gym, if they're taking SARMs, if they're taking other stuff. Like, you just don't know. Just compete with yourself and try to improve yourself every time, because at the end of the day, like, that's all your focus should be on. And then, you know, be a better person, love your family, take care of everyone around you. That's what it's all about, in my opinion anyway. Anyway, 6 seconds. That was hard as. Drop 2 10s each time. Like I said, this method works, but you have to push yourself. If you're gonna do low volume and low intensity, no, you're not gonna go. The intensity is what makes up for it, and I believe the intensity takes you past what volume would alone. All right, so this time we're gonna do just 220, so we've dropped the weight. We're gonna go to failure again, same thing with eccentric, and then we're gonna drop it and do some extra force eccentric holds, so that way we've taken these biceps beyond failure. So just pumping right now. And that was 1 minute rest break, so it's hard. This is where the fun begins. Slow as you can, time under tension. That's done. Count to 10, then we're just going to blast them until we completely fail. Just absolutely blast them. And this is what I mean. This is like relatively low volume. I'm not messing around doing heaps of sets to work up to it. Just maximum stimulus, maximum effort, maximum intensity. I'm cooked. We're looking pretty good. And like I said, 100% natural, never taken a SARM, never taken anything. You don't need to. Yeah, so this one, we're just doing one drop set to failure. That's all we need. So that was on like maximum weight, and we've only taken a minute rest break for this, so it's just keeping the intensity up. Yeah. See, when you do a drop set properly, you don't always get heaps of reps in the other ones because you are fully fatigued. All right, I'm done. This is one of the last bicep exercises. We're just doing 5 out, 5 in, 5 out, 5 in for a total of 20. Well, that's what the goal is anyway. We don't know if we're gonna get it because we've put the weight up. But yeah, this is all you need to get, like I reckon, to grow your biceps. You don't need much else. Let's do one more of those and that's biceps done, then we'll hit some rear delts And yeah, once we've done rear delts, then that's the workout. Sometimes I do forearms on this day as well, but when it goes too far over an hour, I don't see the points, then I'll do forearms on the rest day. And that's what I'm saying, like, you're not always going to be able to get the right exercise selection in, like, you're not always going to be able to follow your exact order, because you've got to have gym etiquette, be kind to others and give them the machines when they're on them. You can't just demand to take a machine. No one here is entitled, so yeah, just got to make do with what you got. But yeah, I'll do another one of those, and we'll make this one a pretty big drop set, and then yeah, just have a bit of water. That's the other thing, like, I always probably go through at least 1.5 liters per session. Like, it's important, so make sure you get your water in. I've put the weight up, so I won't get as many, but I'll be doing a massive drop set to make up for it, so yeah. So currently anyway, yeah, I don't like being a showboat in here, but you can see, like, this way of training definitely works. I'm pretty puffed up right now. So basically, in summary, low volume, high stimulus, maximum intensity, go for as much weight as you can, and there's no way that you're not going to grow. There's just no way. You can't tell me otherwise. I'm not like being like up myself or anything, but this is exactly like why when people say you need to do so many reps and you need to do all of this stuff, it's like, you don't. Like, I wouldn't look this way if I was doing 20 sets per week. Like, I know the science says that, but it doesn't control for intensity. And when you go to full intensity, it's like Arthur Jones and all of those guys, like, they say, like, intensity is what matters, you know? And like the old bodybuilders say it as well. It's like, oh, I can't get the lighting right, but I don't need to prove it. Like, you can see in the mirror, like, intensity is all that matters. Like, you only need intensity, high weight, and hitting between that, you know, 5 to 12 rep range on every body part is like what you need to grow. And then obviously food and sleep are like the other most important factors. But if you do everything right, you're going to look big, you're going to grow, and you can do it 100% naturally with no SARMs, no steroids. And that's what I've done, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. We're going to get into some rear delts now. But yeah, I put my foot against the pole, you can't really see it, and then I just try to pull to my face, like outwards like that, and that's how I do them. How I get the best tension. I'll change it on the next one. Yeah, this is the last one. And I just do like rear delts, like, to failure for 2 sets. And yeah, by this time, like, I mean, what are we on? We're on, so 1 hour and 4. Like, I'd prefer to have been, like, I guess a bit quicker than this, but yeah, sometimes it doesn't go that way. Still got more than last time on that, which I'm happy with. After 45 minutes, your cortisol does start to go up a lot, and I think, like, you know, especially after an hour now, it's like almost diminishing returns. Like, you feel it, like you feel your ability to go hard, and it's just, it's not there like it was at the start of the session. So that's why I say like I try to keep it to between like 45 minutes and an hour if I can. But yeah, if the goal is to build muscle, like strength is different. And so that's it, and I'm just going to finish with some abs. I feel like abs are one of those things that you can kind of train a bit more often. Well, for me anyway, they're actually a real big weakness of mine, like abs. Yeah, they are mostly made in the kitchen, what people say. It's just about body fat percentage, but yeah, for me, I actually feel like I have a weak core, so I'm trying to strengthen that as much as I can. Mostly on rest days I do core. When you take rest days, it's good to give your CNS a break from all like the heavy load of weights and stuff, but I don't see a problem in just doing like a little bit of light core, like even if it's some planking and stuff, it's all still going to help, you know, doing some cardio, things like that. It all adds up. And so yeah, you just do a couple of these. Same principle though, like just controlling it. Yeah, so that's back day one. You know, like I said, I got the full body day. I got a little bit of pec tendonitis, so like I said, I've been trying in the other videos. I don't think I've posted the other ones, but I will. But in the other ones, I said how my current split is that I'll do legs, push, pull, rest, legs, push, pull, rest, upper, like full body, rest, and then repeat. But with that, I've been pressing like 3 times per week, and I got a little bit of pec tendonitis now, so I won't be doing that. And this is what I'm saying. I've been using myself as an experiment. So when I was doing just pushing twice a week, no problems. I was just trying to see how much I can push it. So I'm gonna have to take a little bit of a rest on the pressing, I think, for a little bit, get easy anyway, and then go back to it. Right now, what I'm thinking of doing is I'll do my legs push pull, and then on that first one, I start with back, like when I do back day. I start with chest when I do chest day, you know, heavy quads when I do that one, and then I'll rest and I'll alternate it. So then on the next leg day, it'll be hamstrings instead of quads first, and then instead of chest first, it'll be triceps first, and then instead of back, it'll be biceps first on that one, because, you know, you want to grow everything, you want to have a balanced physique. And yeah, and as for calves, I'm doing them like more often because they are tiny, they haven't been growing, and I think I've started to see a little bit of a growth. There was again, hate to say about studies and stuff like that, because I'm definitely not a science-based lifter, as you've seen. Yeah, there was a study that showed that like those who trained, held the lengthened position on a calf raise for a little bit longer time had more growth. And to be honest, I haven't had DOMs on calves for ages, and I did a lengthened position. I did what they said, and I had DOMs for the first time. So I'm just smashing those now, just trying to see if I can get some growth on there, because I do want them to catch up to my arms, because it looks a bit silly when I don't wear trackies. But yeah, you can't have everything perfect, so I'm still grateful. But yeah, calves is definitely like one of my main focuses, and I definitely don't just end with them. I start with them because I want to grow them. So can't expect to just grow them if I'm using all my energy on everything else and then there's nothing left for calves. And you know, they're something that I sometimes hit on a rest day as well, because you know, it's not a huge stimulus, and you know, you only need like 5 sets or something, like 5 proper ones, like where you really feel it, because then you can't do anymore. They're smashed, and I'll go through them like that as well. But I'm not an expert on calves, so I'm not going to preach saying this is how you build calves. I built arms and chest and back and shoulders and stuff, but calves, definitely not an expert. I think it is somewhat genetic, so yeah. But hit this.